everybody, and welcome to Pod-Stallions Toy Ventures. I am Brian, and it is October, so I am decreeing this Monster Month. I'm only going to talk about vintage monster toys this month, and Halloween-related items. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do, but I thought I would start with a simple one, and that is the Dracula action figure and toy line by a company called Glasslite in Brazil. A little bit of backstory to this. Glasslite, which his name is Glasslite SA Industria de Plásticos, I am sorry for my butchering of the language, is a company that was founded in Sao Paulo, Brazil in the 1960s. And they produce toys and action figures, often based on North American popular TV shows and movies. I think their most famous toy would have to be from the Droids line. They made Vlix, the character that I searched for in the mid-1980s and could never find. The only place that was produced on Earth was apparently Brazil, and the Glasslite Vlix from the Star Wars Droids is one of the most rarest action figures in the world. They also famously carried the Thundercats line in Brazil, and that's made them highly collectible. The thing I really like about Glasslite, and I think a lot of 80s kids do, is they would create these action figure and vehicle sets for popular American TV shows. The A-Team, Knight Rider, MacGyver, both Airwolf and Blue Thunder. And they would do these kind of things where you would get a figure on the card, or you would get a figure and a vehicle set. And sometimes these didn't make a lot of sense. But they are very highly collectible toys now, especially with the popularity of 80s nostalgia. For some reason, in the mid to late 1980s, when really nothing was going on with the character, they decided to create a Dracula line of toys under the banner of Calico Terror or Terror Collection. I'm wondering if maybe they had future monsters in mind, but they just started with Dracula. The key piece to this, of course, would be the 3 3/4 inch Dracula action figure, which is distinctly different from his Remco counterpart, but still kind of the same aesthetic in terms of the 5 points of articulation. The biggest selling feature, I believe, of this Dracula is the card art. I mean, that is really gorgeous. And it's something that I really had to have when I first saw it, even though I'm not much of an 80s toy collector. They, of course, took that exact same concept they were doing with Knight Rider and A-Team and spun it off into a deluxe set with Dracula having two vehicles. What looks like a sports car with Dracula written on because it pays to advertise, and another smaller die-cast vehicle that he can't fit into. But this was kind of the Glasslite methodology. I have heard of a second set with just the Dracula and the car, but I haven't seen it personally, so I don't know. I've never actually pursued this set online. It's not something I really need to own, but the absurdity of it is kind of crushing me. Like, I kind of want it for the weirdness of it, but on the same respect, it doesn't really add up in my collection. I wouldn't mind finding Dracula and just the car, but these are kind of rare and tough to find. There is also apparently an electronic game. I've seen pictures of it online, but they're not mine to share. Again, using that artwork. So there's essentially 4 different Dracula toys produced by Glasslite. This is one of those toy lines that I actually witnessed kind of exploding in the last few years in terms of cost. When I purchased my carded Dracula, I got it off of Mercado Libre, and I think I paid, about $60 or $70 for it, and since then they've just skyrocketed. It's one of those things where I don't think it was terribly popular in Brazil until American and Canadian, in this case, collectors got wind of it, and then it just sort of took off in terms of demand. So now when they appear on eBay, they're quite pricey and highly coveted. One of my biggest what-ifs with this line is if it had been a hit, and I'm not sure it wasn't, would they have followed up with a Frankenstein series after, or a Mummy? These are the kind of things that keep me up at night. I'd love to know what you think, especially if you're a collector from Brazil and you can give me some insight. I'd appreciate it. You can hit me up either here in the comments below Or you can join our Facebook group, Pod-Stallions. I'd love to talk this kind of stuff all the time. This is what I like to do, so please join me. Thank you, as always, for watching. If you're new to this, I hope you'll consider hitting like and subscribe, especially this October, because I'm really going to amp it up with some fun monster videos. Until next time, friends, talk toys, not others, and be well. Take care.